We got the Steelers coming up this week. It's just another week. Good team that you got to face, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a blast, man. I'm really excited about it. I know there's some fans that's got anxiety. Other fans, they're kind of like me too. That's looking forward to it. I think it's a good measuring stick for the Packers. You can't get caught up in the whole man. The Steelers just lost to the Bengals. I'm telling you, if you think for a second that this is not a good football team, you're kidding yourself, man. They've got some studs on defense. They got one of the greatest at quarterback. It's going to be a fun game to watch and another good test on the road. We finally got that monkey off our back in Arizona. And now we get to go to Pittsburgh and try to get a tough win as well.
Yeah,
so
a good test for both sides of the ball, I think, honestly. You're going to test your defense against the QB, and you're going to test your offense against a good D. And again, under the lights, high-pressure situation. You got all the cameras following you this week, all the questions. How well can you stay focused on a week like this where you got a lot going on? Be the same thing if you try to make a deep playoff run. What do you have? A whole week of media, right, Clay, before the big game. So all those little things may stack up later on in the year and be a factor.
Sunday night football too, man. I think it's another good test for this young football team and the Packers to go out there in prime time. Everybody's going to be watching this game. Aaron Rodgers against the Green Bay Packers. And I think you'll get another, another piece of the puzzle here for the 2025 Packers on how they respond national television. It's kind of like the week one against Detroit. Everybody was watching that game. They responded well. So let's see if they do it again, obviously on the road in Pittsburgh. And, appreciate everybody in the chat. I see all the well wishes and all that stuff. You guys and gals are awesome. Let's waste no time and let's jump into it. We got 19 plays on Chalk Talk, so we got to get through these first couple segments quick. So first things first, I want to give a shout-out to Brooke Pryor over on X. She posted this. Listen, the story of the week is going to be Aaron Rodgers against the Green Bay Packers. I love the fact that Matt LaFleur doesn't see it that way. I love that Aaron really doesn't see it that way either. And there's going to be some media sources that are going to try to make this into this big rivalry, and there's bitterness because we know division sells, whether it's in the mainstream media news or it's mainstream, go to ESPN, right? That's exactly what they do nowadays. It's just debate, argue, right? So they're going to try to create this narrative that Aaron Rodgers doesn't like the Packers don't like Aaron Rodgers. It couldn't be further from the truth. So I just sent a tweet out, posted this video by Brooke Pryor, said, nothing but respect for Aaron Rodgers. Can't wait for him to walk back out of the tunnel and have his number retired. Until then, it's go Pack go, baby. Sunday night's going to be epic. So here was 12 being asked about the Green Bay Packers.
I don't have any animosity toward the organization. Obviously, I wish that, things have been better in our last year there, but, I have a great relationship with a lot of people still in that organization. And this is not a revenge game for me. I'm just excited to see some of those guys and be on Sunday Night Football again.
Have your feelings toward the organization evolved the longer you've been away from them, that not feeling animosity? Is that something you kind of had to work to get to this point?
We're always working on ourselves and trying to be better than we were previous day, previous month, previous year. But absence makes the heart grow fonder, maybe. I have a lot of great memories from my time there. A lot of great interactions with fans over the years, living in Green Bay, living in Swamico, living in Hobart, going to Chives, being out and about, seeing people at the Piggly Wigglies when I'm shopping for groceries. I grew up there. I spent 18 years there, from 21 to 39, so I'm thankful for my time there. Obviously, would have loved to ride off in the sunset after a Super Bowl win, but that's not the way the league goes sometimes. And, I knew the writing was on the wall when Jordan was picked. And as a matter of time, I happened to win MVP the first 2 years he was with us. But I knew at some point there would be a change, and if I wanted to play, it'd probably have to be elsewhere. So I understand the situation.
So I love it, man. Listen, class act. You got to tip your cap. You got to clap it up for 12. Now number 8, obviously, over there in Pittsburgh. And wish him nothing but the best other than when he plays the Packers. I'm sure he feels the same way about Green Bay. He's done more sticking up for the Packers than most fans have this year, to be honest with you. Anytime the Bears gets mentioned, he wastes no time, Emilio, just roasting the hell out of them and talking about how Jordan Love and the Packers still own the Bears. So what's your take on it, man?
Yeah, man, I love hearing that. I know that we got to go against him this week, and I want the Packers to win. I want him to be on his back as much as possible. But the fact is he grew up there. I grew up with him, right? It's like that was my whole life. Was I got to see some Brett, and it was Rodgers. So I really can't wait to kind of just see him, get that get that first hit off, whatever you need to do, and then it's just football from then on out. But the way he handles himself, and like he said, the distance make the heart grow fonder. I think that's probably true. Got away from it a little bit, got to cool down. Sometimes you get a little heated in the moment, Clay.
Oh
yeah. You just want to break something over the knee there. But I think that he's happy where he's at now, and I think he'd be happy when he goes back and hangs that jersey up.
Yeah, definitely, man. And Wes Hodkiewicz had quote tweeted Matt Schneidman, who posted the video here. This was Keyshawn Nixon talking about Aaron Rodgers earlier today.
I actually, if everybody know, I did not want to come here. I hated it here when I first got here, and I used to just be kind of miserable. Just wasn't comfortable, just trying to get to know guys and stuff like that. And Aaron used to always just be like, "Why you so mad and angry?" And it made me give him a hug, and it was like a thing. But our relationship grew over time, and we still talk and communicate and stuff like that. But I appreciate him always.
Have you sent him anything this week yet?
No, I'm not talking to him right now.
Okay.
That's the right attitude right now. I love that he acknowledged the same thing that Aaron Jones acknowledged about Aaron and his time in Green Bay, how he was that dude that, isn't it funny too? Like, I think Wes Hodkiewicz probably said it best here. He said, Keyshawn was incredible today, added later, quote, "You hear the stories about 12 and stuff like that, arrogance, mean, but it was never that. I never experienced that with Aaron. It was always good vibes. He always lifted players up. I remember when I was kind of going through a slump early in that year, I wasn't playing that much. He was just telling me, it's going to come. Just be ready. He was always telling me to keep that dog in me." So again, the media portrays Aaron Rodgers as this evil person, and we know why. We're not going to get political. It is what it is. I don't care what side you're on. People should have the freedom to vote the way they want to vote, to whatever, have the say over their body. I don't want to go too deep into this. I know how people are. They're always looking for something to argue about with politics. Everybody's convinced themselves but that their favorite politician actually cares about them, and we know it's not true, but we put on this charade that they do. Anyway, we know where that's a lot of that hate came from. And I know there are people on that side are going to roll their eyes at that. It is what it is. I've seen it firsthand over and over and over. With that being said, they try to paint this picture like Aaron's this bad teammate, and it couldn't be further from the truth, obviously. Does he get mad at players on the field? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always say, Emilio, you play collegiate sports. I didn't play collegiate sports. I'm sure it was on a different level, right? At the college level, even in high school, playing high school ball, man. I'm telling you, dude, some of the stuff that happens behind the scenes that people don't know. If you've never played a team sport, and then you can always tell the people who haven't played a team sport because they hear about stuff where, he got chirpy with him or he cussed him out on the field. And they're like, what an arrogant. I'm going, boy, y'all have no clue what goes on behind the scenes. It ain't nothing for somebody to come out of practice with a black eye, and next day you're patting each other on the rear end and moving on to the next game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's almost how you build a little bit of bond with the team when you have those kind of things. Sometimes you gotta butt heads. Sometimes you're in practice and you lay a hit, and the dude is either knocked out, can't breathe, or he gets up and he is pissed off at you. Right, then you got to go deal with that. So you get a little bit of that excitement. I think that Rodgers just having that effect on people. Like you said, they paint him as that. But how much do you know about behind the scenes? I feel like every time you hear about a player talking about him, he was always good to him. Always, I've heard good stories about, things he's done for players and things like that. So I'm not going to bash the man, but I do hope we win and get a lot of sacks against him.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt, man. I hope they sack him 10 times.
Yeah, right.
Just be real. Wes Hodkiewicz put a tweet out here too. Matt LaFleur on Rodgers' mentorship of love. Quote, "He was awesome. He did a great job being supportive with him and trying to give him nuggets all the time. And I think Jordan leaned into that. The mastery he has of our offense, the protection schemes, I thought it was great for both." And of course, Jordan Love has been very vocal of how Aaron Rodgers was such a good teammate to him and bringing him along, obviously. Mm-hmm. So again, man, excited about that matchup against 12-8, I should say, out there in Pittsburgh. Know where TJ Watt is at all time. I'm excited about putting the game plan together as we go a little deeper in the week, but it's going to be a fun matchup, and embrace it's what I say to fans, man. Like, just embrace it. Don't try to look at it like from anxiety of, oh God, what if Aaron beats it? What if he does it? You know what? He's beat every other team in the league. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we all go into Pittsburgh knowing this is a losable game, but also this is a very winnable game too, man. I'm excited again. It's going to be another piece of the puzzle. how good is this Packers team? That's what I'm excited about. So, anything else on the Aaron Rodgers there, man?
No, we're going to get into it this week, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to dive in. I'll probably try to keep up with his pressers this week just to see what we get from him. But it's going to be a good game, man. Sunday night, all the lights on us.
Definitely. And for those of you who are watching this video back later, let us know in the comments, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers facing the Green Bay Packers? What do you think? Do you think he'll show up in vintage Aaron Rodgers form? Do you think it's the older version that maybe doesn't have as much pizzazz as he had in the past? How do you think Jordan Love will stack up and maybe raise up to the bright lights there on Sunday Night Football?
And
Let
like
us know.
you said, fifth, he would be the fifth quarterback. Looks like we have 4: Brett Favre, Peyton, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady that have all beat all 32 teams. So that's what we're defending right there, right? Pack want to hold that back.
I'm assuming he's beat all other teams, right?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure he has. Yeah.
I would be very surprised if he hadn't.